Hello everyone, this is Charles BridgTec with another flashlight review, this time from Sofirn. Now this here is their SP36 PRO. Comes in this box. Now I was sent this by them directly. They wanted me to test and review this light. So let's wait no further. Let's open it up, see what's in it. And we have a user manual, multi-languages, running the Android UI software, fully programmable to your preference. USB charging cable. This is a Type C. 2 O-rings. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the light. There it is. A lot of knurling here on the sides, you can see. Almost like a semi-gloss finish. You can table stand that if you need. Does have some heat sinking here. Power switch. Pretty much flush with the body. Here's the charging port. Feels tight, so that's good. Nice size. Probably a little bit thinner than a can of soda. Now this is a complete kit. Comes with everything you need in this box. No holster, but does have those batteries. And the style and design on this is very nice. Pretty straightforward design. And the machining and finish on this is very nice as well. Never seen any issues with Sofirn. Very budget friendly, very nice quality lights for what you'll pay for them. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take a look here at the 4 smooth reflectors. Now in those reflectors are 4 luminous SST40 LEDs. Try to get a good picture of that. Alright, so now let's go ahead and open this up and I'll show you the insides. Now quality control has always been good with Sofirn. They make a lot of other lights as well. It's got some well greased threads. There's contact plate on the head. Now we'll go ahead and take 3 18650s. You see the springs down inside there on the tail end. Heavy duty. Alright, so now these are 3 of their 18650s. These are 3000 milliamp. If I can get my camera to focus, there we go. 3000 milliamp on these cells. Tested and reviewed them in the past in my Facebook group, and they are quality cells. 20 amp cells should provide plenty of power for this light. Alright. And they need to be button top because of the contact plate there. Go ahead and put it all together. And we got a confirmation blink there, as you can see. And we do have the glowing power switch. This is also a battery level indicator as well. When that turns red, starts to blink, you definitely want to swap out the batteries or recharge them at that time. Now by default comes on ramping. That's the lowest light output. Very low. That's the highest output on the ramping. A lot of light coming out of that. Double click will get you 8,000 lumens. That's the highest output there. Alright, so now we're going to take a look here at the beam. Now it's just surprising what the multi-LED, how well the hotspot is, and the spill area is good. So it tapers off here right at the end here. A lot of bleeding around the edges of that hotspot, but still got a good defined hotspot, so probably going to have some pretty good range on this. Normally when they have quad LEDs in them, they're real floody. So now we're going to go ahead and go all the way down. Okay, now that we have it on the lowest setting on the ramping, now we're going to change it to stepping. 1, 2, 3. Now it is on stepping UI. Press and hold that down, or you can do one at a time, but it will only go from one that you're on down to the next one and back up. Press down and hold. Double click will get you turbo. Same thing on UI. That is ramping. You have it on the stepping as well. Now I personally like the ramping. 1, 2, 3. So now we're going to go back to ramping. Amazing. Now from off you can do 1, 2. That is the highest output there. Instant access. From off 1, 2, 3 will get you a battery check. For 4.1 volts on the battery, so that's nice. Now it'll keep doing that until you hit the button. Now if you want to lock out the light, simply hit the side switch here 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the light is locked out. It's only going to show the lowest level there. Now in order to get out of it, simply break the connection on the battery to the head of the light, and now you're back in business right where you left off. Now in order to get to the special modes, we're going to go over it now. Click the side switch 3 times, but on the third one you're going to hold it down. 1, 2. Once you do that, we're now on what they call a candlelight mode. Might be able to see it a little bit better there. Now if you have, or you make yourself a diffuser, especially white, that looks great. And you can intensify that as well by making it brighter or softer. Very realistic. Double click will now give you what they call bike mode. And you can intensify that as well. So if you want to put this on your bicycle, it's going to be extremely bright. Very low light output there, as you can see. Double click again will get you what they call a party mode. Now this one here is kind of hard to really show it on camera, but do the best I can. You can intensify this where it's more of a very fast pulsating, and we can lower it down to where it's just completely real extremely fast flashing. Double click will get you what they call tactical strobe, and this is at the full light output of 8,000 lumens, and that's extremely bright. Got my eyes closed on this one. Double click again will now give you what they call a lightning storm mode. Very popular. I use this myself quite a bit. I don't know if you can see that. Pretty amazing. And it's at random, so you're never really seeing the same effect twice. If it is, it's really far apart. And if you look here, even the side LED mimics the LEDs on the head. Now if you double click again, it'll go back to candle mode. Now we're right back there. Now we do have momentary. In order to set that up, you're going to go ahead and turn on the light, raise it up to the level that you want. Now right there, shut it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now whenever you want that single light output momentary, you've got it right there. Pressure switch action. So that's really nice to have, especially if you're not needing a full light output and you only use one main light output in whatever you're doing. It's a great mode to do. Now in order to get out of that, simply break the connection again. Now you're back in business. That's all there is to this light. Now there's a lot more stuff that you can program this light to do, which your manual will show you to do. Don't lose your manual. There is a reset that you can do on this to put it back at factory specs, which is very easy to do. So really am impressed with the build quality on this SP36 Pro. Definitely feels rugged as well. Alright, well let's wait no further. Let's take this outside, see how it does in the wilderness. We're out here in the darkness with the Sofirn SP36 Pro. And you know how this is going to do. I was playing around with this earlier. Got some extra batteries in it. So let's see how this does. We're going to put it on the lowest light output, because that's what I like to do. You can see it on my foot. So good for up close. Personal, it is on very low. Got it on ramping. So let's see it on the fence here. We're going to raise it up a little bit. About right there. Nice large hotspot. Further out you get, it does lean more towards a flood side. 65 feet to this tree here from where I'm standing. 35 feet to that tree where I'm standing. I'll list all my distances in a link below my videos in the description area should you have any issues or any doubts. It's all there. My testing area is pretty large, but not the largest. Tree of Life, 138 feet, and it is making that. So we're going to go ahead and raise it up here, see how it does. 238 feet there now, behind the Tree of Life, 138 feet. Easily making the school. See the first palm tree a little bit. Not too much on that second one. Really nice beam performance on this. Does have some throw on it, especially with this LED configuration. Tree line, fence line, straight up and down. Pretty tight beam. Let's raise it up some more, see how it does. That's the highest on the ramping that this can do. Still good battery power. Easily seeing across the park to the playgrounds. Playground 1 and playground 2 over there. Making those trees way out there. Again, 238 feet to that tree behind the Tree of Life. Making both palm trees now. Now this beam type, this is what you're going to get in range on this. Alright, let's go ahead and do turbo. And there's turbo, look at that. I chose the palm trees, a lot of people ask for them. Now because the light doesn't make them, doesn't mean it's not a good light. Look at that. Now I'll do turbo a couple times, still got good battery power. I just put these in. I wore down the other ones, so this thing is excellent. Now it does get warm and toasty, but it will cycle down, so there's no worries there. And it's starting to cycle down now. Due to heat, and it is toasty. Now I'm going to do turbo again here on the Tree of Life. There we go. Kind of pan around one more time, before and after here. And remember, this is just a little bit smaller than a soda can. Now it is cycling down again. But this light output right here, maybe a little bit less, I think it's about 2,000 lumens, it'll run continuously. Now that's impressive. Turbo one more time. Beam profile behind the back of my hand. there we go. Okay, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed those night shots. Very nice performance. Very nice floody beam, but that hot spot is definitely something that stands out in this particular beam, especially since it is a multi-LED beam. These luminous SST40s I think are a little bit better because they are a single LED platform, that they actually shoot the light out a little bit differently than a quad LED that some of the other models have that I've tested. The battery performance is very nice. It's going to give you more than enough juice to run. This will run at 2000 lumens without any issues, either with step down or it getting too hot, but it still will get very warm. So if it's cool out, you're going to be fine. This will do well. Definitely be a hand warmer. Now the Andro UI, very popular, becoming more and more popular, especially on the flashlights that are out right now. I've seen that there's kind of mixed reaction with it. Some people don't like it because they mess up, they got to start all over again, but other people have had good success with it. I've tried it out a few times and it worked well for me, but if you do make that mistake, you got to start all over again, so that can be a little bit of a pain. Right out of the box, you can do a lot with this light, more than most other lights. I really love the ramping feature on this. Really can't beat that. You do have stepping, of course, if you don't like the ramping. There's no problem. You got the best of both worlds with this. Now, Sofirn made quite a few of these type of models, and I've done them. The BLF8, I think it was. That was another real popular light, but it was a little bit bigger than this because it took 4 18650s. So this is definitely more compact. Build quality on this is very nice and also feels very rugged. Definitely want to get a good little holster for it if you want to carry it on your side. I kind of wish they did have a lanyard hole so you can put a lanyard on there to carry something like this. After a while you may drop it, and a lanyard will keep that from happening. So now, one final thing, if you do leave the light attached, you can break the connection, turn off the side beacon. That's the best way to do it. That way I know the light is manually locked out. You can do the digital if you want, but manual is better. Does last a lot longer. Now I want to thank Sofirn for sending me this SP36 PRO to review. Now if this is something you are interested in getting, I will leave a link down in the description. Also working on a special discount code. Once I get that, I'll put that there as well. That will help you save some money on this, just in case you're interested in getting it. Well, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please share, like, and subscribe. That way I can bring more of these Sofirn lights to you in the future. Thanks for watching. Take care.